Hello people, it's the Kx 125. Got it all back together. Cleaned up the subframe, except for this little bit right there. Everything else along here is cleaned. Everything down here is pretty much cleaned. Maybe paint the frame a little bit. I'm not going to strip the whole bike down and paint it. And you guys can't really see back there because it's dark out. So I cleaned up the pipe. Pipe looks really good because it was covered in dirt from like 1989 still. That back fender I'm still going to clean. Probably while it's still on the bike though, because I don't want to take it back off even though it's only 1 and 2 bolts. But anyway, I got it back on. I still got to clean up the tank. Like I said, I didn't really focus too much on the plastics. I just really focused on cleaning up the frame where I had the subframe off and took all the rat's nest out of the airbox. Still seized. I just got back from the guy's house that I bought this from, since he lives pretty close to me, to pick something up. And he was telling me, because he has a Suzuki 800, Suzuki 500, both four-wheel drives, TRX 90, a couple lawnmowers. He had a YZ80. I never saw that. But the way he looked, he's like 45, 55. And he was, it looked like he really took care of his stuff, because everything else of his was mint, except for the TRX 90. But so he told me that the bottom end is not seized. I pretty much believe him, because I'm not in the bottom end yet at all. I still got the top end on. So then he said he let it sit for a year. I'm guessing, I thought the rings maybe got a little rusted on top. And then he said that he took it to the shop. The guy said to put some oil in it, rock it back and forth, side to side, side to side, and it'll free it up. That did not happen. And give it a good kick in the morning, and then he couldn't kick it because his leg is like screwed up. So I don't know what I'm gonna end up doing with this thing. Probably gonna end up like popping off the head if my dad will let me. But if I want to take off the cylinder, how would I get this power valve off? That's kind of my question. Like, how does that work? Never messed with a power valve cylinder. My last KX80 did not have a power valve, at least on the side like this. So can I take it off without having to like readjust it or anything? Like, how do those work? So if you guys could just let me know on that, that'd be great. And on that, that's the rest. I couldn't get the throttle out of the carb. This right here, throttle, I couldn't get it out of the carb. It was like frozen in there with like a rat's nest in the carb also, and in the airbox. That's why the subframe was off. And so I sprayed some WD-40. Hopefully tomorrow it might come out. But I have all the plastics back on except for the number plate, which I have right here, because I gotta get the VIN so I can what's it called? Run it and figure out what year this thing is. But everything's here. As you can see, that pipe comes off, actually, the exhaust. It's a pretty good bike. I still got to grow into it a little bit. For the price I paid, I'm pretty sure I got a good deal. I just got to make sure that when I ride it, I stay in first gear. This thing's a little tall for me. As you can see, I'm not that tall yet. But 1 foot, I can almost like, I can do a 1 foot, but then this foot's like way off the ground. So I still gotta grow into it. You guys can see the kickstart did not move. But I also took off the kickstart and I cleaned that up. And that was pretty good. I always want to make kickstart like this because they look pretty cool when they're shiny and stuff. Not just like the little weak ones that are like as thin as a nail. I also got to take off this screw because the gas tank's got to breathe. I didn't really clean up the plastics that well. But hopefully that's about it. Comment, subscribe, and let me know. Thanks.